Personally, I believe that schools should require students to take part in physical tests such as resistance training and jogging. These tests are important because they help detect students' health conditions even when the students themselves might not be aware of any issues. Besides that, besides that, physical tests remind students of how important it is to maintain a healthy body. They also make sure that the students are in good condition to attend classes and perform well academically. In addition, physical tests also allow schools to monitor the students' overall health and ensure their well-being. The male student in the conversation disagrees with the new policy. He starts by saying that this policy is not a good idea because it might cause unnecessary problems. He understands that some students might find the visits annoying, but he thinks it's not really that inconvenient. Once his roommate's brother came over to their dorm, but he didn't find it annoying or disturbing because his roommates had asked for his permission first. And after that visit, he even became close with his roommate's brothers and had a chance to know him better. He believes that as long as students communicate and respect each other's privacy, visits like this shouldn't be a problem. Also, some students live in single dorm, so if this policy were applied, they would need to find another place for their parents or their friends to stay, and that would take much more time and money, which they could have used for other things. The lecture explains the concept of hilltopping, which describes the behavior of some male animals that travel to higher places, such as mountaintops, to compete with other males for mating opportunities. The professors give two examples to illustrate this idea. First, male butterflies go to mountain areas that are more than 2,500 meters high. They don't go there to rest or to find food, but to fight other males and win territories. This helps them attract females more easily. And then a similar behavior is also found in tarantula hawk wasps. Larger male wasps are usually seen at higher elevation because their size gives them an advantage in territorial competition. So overall, hilltopping shows how male animals move upward to increase their chances of reproduction. In this lecture, the professor explains two main ways that businesses build connection with their customers through social and economic relationship. First, social connections happen when companies create personal interactions with their customers. For example, when a woman wanted to buy a supplement, she felt unsure, so she asked a staff member for more information. The staff helped her understand the product better, and this personal interaction made her feel comfortable and loyal to the company. Second, economic connections are built through financial benefits like discounts or coupons. The professor mentioned his own experience. He chose to buy from Starbucks simply because he had a coupon that was about to expire, and this shows that giving financial incentive encourages customers to return and continue buying from the same brand. In my opinion, having a relaxed working environment is much better than working under pressure. When employees feel comfortable and supported in their workplace, they are more likely to be productive and creative. A calm atmosphere also allows them to think more clearly, manage their time efficiently, and deliver higher quality results. It also encourages collaboration and open communication, which are essential for building a positive and innovative work culture. On the other hand, working under continuous pressure can have many negative effects. It can cause high levels of stress and anxiety, which not only reduce work performance but also affect employees' physical and mental health in the long term. For example, in Japan, a culture of long working hours has led to serious issues such as karoshi, or death from overwork, and karojisatsu, or work-related suicide. Report shows that there were around 1,437 cases of karoshi in 2022 and 89 cases of karojisatsu in 2024. These numbers clearly shows how dangerous and overly pressured work culture can be. So in conclusion, a relaxed working environment benefits both employees and companies. It promotes mental well-being, reduces burnout, and increases job satisfaction, which in turn boosts productivity and helps the company grow in a healthier and more sustainable way. The announcement says that the Recreational Services Department will receive special funding from this year's budget to buy more exercise machines from the campus gym. This proposal was made in response to students' complaints about the lack of available machines, and the department believes that by adding more equipment, more students will be encouraged to exercise and maintain a healthy lifestyle. However, the male student indirectly disagree with this proposal by agreeing with the female student's opinion. He doesn't say it directly, but he puts her a point that the gym is already not that crowded and there's usually no problem using the equipment. He mentions that he never has to wait for the exercise bikes or weight machines, and therefore buying more of them seems unnecessary. He also agrees that the campus already provides plenty of the other ways to exercise, such as swimming, running paths, and various sports teams, so he believes that adding more machines won't make much difference and that the money could be used for something more beneficial for students. In the lecture, the professor explains the law of diminishing return, which states that when more of a variable input like labor is added to a fixed input such as machinery or land, the additional output produced will eventually start to decrease. To illustrate this concept, the professor gives an example from business operations. Imagine a company that keeps hiring more workers to use the same number of machines. At first, production increases because there are more employees helping with the work. However, after a certain point, adding more workers doesn't improve efficiency. Instead, the workspace becomes crowded, workers start getting in each other's way, and each additional worker contributes less to total production. This example shows that after a certain level of input, productivity stops growing at the same rate, which perfectly demonstrates the law of diminishing return. In the lecture, Professor compares two popular programming styles, procedural programming and object-oriented programming. Procedural programming focuses on a series of step-by-step instructions or procedures that perform specific tasks. Each procedure can be called at any point during a program's execution, even by other procedures or by itself. For example, a program might include procedures to read or write files, or to calculate the square root of a number. This approach emphasizes functions and processes that operate on data. On the other hand, object-oriented programming, or OOP, is organized around objects instead of procedures. An object contains both data and the functions that can act on that data. For instance, an object could represent a person with attributes like name and address, or a small program like widget. The main difference is that procedural programming focuses on what to do step by step, while object-oriented programming focuses on how data and behavior are grouped together. The choice between them depends on the purpose and complexity of the software being designed.